was just talking with a friend the other day about her first week at this corporate job that she was dreaming about her whole studies, and she was not having a good time. And this was mostly because she was adjusting to the 9 to 5 sort of life, I guess. And let's be honest, I mean, a job is a job, right? I mean, it requires energy, attention, focus, sometimes long hours, and also just well, depends on the job, but a lot of creativity and brain space. So I completely get that. I understand the deadlines, the long days in front of a screen can be quite draining in the office. But here are some things that I've been figuring out as a new office girly, okay, to try and make my 9 to 5 feel more of an adventure, just to spice things up a little bit, make things a little bit more exciting, a little bit more fun. So here is how I romanticize my 9 to 5 as a young architect. Now, I understand that not everyone has to be a morning bird, but I do love when I have a slow morning before work. I feel like I'm in control of the day. I feel like I'm building this pocket of space before I have to, spend time in the office and be focused on a task at hand. So I have a little bit of fun by, making a nice breakfast or reading my book in the morning, or maybe picking out a yoga exercise from YouTube. I mean, it's really up to you. You can create it. You don't have to be the typical, oh, I meditate every single day, which sometimes I do that. Okay, I understand that might be a bit overdone at this point, but just make sure that it works for you. Just create the morning that you would like and you're also able to do. I understand if you're commuting, maybe you can use those 40 minutes, that hour, or however long it takes you to do something that's enjoyable to you. So it doesn't feel like you're just, standing in this tram or in this bus or train or whatever. You can be reading, you can be solving the New York Times puzzles. That's what I've been doing recently and I really enjoyed it. I feel like a grandma a little bit, just doing my Sudoku in the mornings, but just creating some time before you actually have to commit your time is really, really nice. Okay, so now you're at the office. How do you romanticize being 8 hours at an office working at your laptop or a computer? Now, I think this might be a bit controversial because you're spending money, but you could buy a little treat. I don't know. I feel like having a little pastry to keep you going, keep your energy up, having a fun drink, whether it's like a matcha or tea. At least in my office, we have a little tea drawer, so I always pick something new. Usually I go for just like a very British black tea with milk, but just having something that excites you that's not work related specifically, maybe food related. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Get something nice to eat. And then also remember that most offices, understand that you cannot be sitting all the time. So maybe, just do a lap around the office, go for a little walk if you're allowed to. And if you cannot do that during your regular work hours, then you could obviously go during your lunch break. So what I do now, and it's beautiful weather now, it's the springtime, so I just go on a little walk. It's literally just 15 minutes. And I feel like a brand new person. I just finally ground myself a little bit, it's just a bit of movement as well, a bit of sunlight, which always does great things for your mental health. Yeah, I think it's great. And also, of course, this is extra, but my office has a football table. So we have little matches. Not that I'm a big, sports fan. However, it's a little bit of fun, a little bit of games during the day, just adding a little bit of joy. So think about your lunch break as this opportunity to actually do something outside of your regular sitting in the office and just having lunch. Maybe you can go outside if there's a park nearby. I mean, that's a very privileged location that I have, but you can think about your location and see what you can do, whether it's just stepping outside to get some fresh air or opening a window or just, looking at far points just to readjust your eyesight. Anything you could do, just try and create some space that's not related to work within your work day. I haven't gotten to this yet, but I definitely want to, decorate my desk. I know this is like, week 2. I'm so excited about this new job. I'm still, high energy. I'm like, yes, let's do this. But, creating a surrounding that you enjoy, seeing things that you love. I saw some people, put up posters that their kids made. It's just so adorable. Or their favorite figurines from films or video games. I think it's just creating a space that reminds you of your own personality, your own interests, and it's a great conversation starter for your colleagues as well. Okay, so now you have the second half of the day. Maybe you had a coffee and then it's the end of the day. So what I would recommend, and it's kind of maybe an obvious tip, but again, moving around. This might sound very obvious, but how I see the end of the day is an opportunity to move. So if I am able to walk a distance before taking public transportation, then it's great. Now, obviously, maybe you don't have access to public parks, or the location of your office or your 9 to 5 is not ideal. So what you can do is either go to the gym, which I understand is an extra expense, but there's exercises that you can do for free online. There's Pilates, just look stuff up on YouTube. You'll find tons of exercises you can do. You can even do at home sit down yoga. You don't even have to do like the full movements, but anything really helps just to get your mind off of work and kind of relax a bit physically. And I also heard that when you cook dinner, which you might be doing anyway, it really relaxes the brain, just because you're doing a physical action and, taking care of yourself. And I know that maybe this can be just a chore. I kind of still see cooking as a chore, but I've started to learn to enjoy the process. And yeah, I just recommend taking your time with things. And in the evening, I understand there's things to do, there's people to take care of, there's people to call, and just like life gets really busy. But as long as you create maybe even half an hour of the day that is totally yours, that you do things for yourself, it's gonna feel so much better. The rush of energy during the exercise and the feeling of getting stronger. So, just finding your own interests and going along with it. I think you just have to really force yourself to create that headspace. I think what I'm getting at here is the way you eat and the activities during the day that you actually move your body will always help your mental health, and it will help romanticize the day. I know it's really hard to kind of take a day as is and not count down to the weekends, but I think if you treat every day as just the day, then it's going to be so much more joyous and so much more happy. I think if you keep cutting down to like, oh, I wish it was Friday, then you kind of skip half of your life. Not to get too philosophical, but if you're counting down, oh, when is the next weekend? When can I get off of work? You don't actually enjoy the moment. I feel so cringe saying that, but it's so true. So yeah, romanticizing life and your 9 to 5 doesn't have to be, buying things. I said you can buy a snack or you can buy decoration for your desk, but it doesn't have to be new. It can be from your house. So, it's just about seeing reality and noticing the beauty of it, or ways to make it more fun or exciting. It's about noticing the kind of everyday joys and magic, and just try and enjoy the little things. And it's very cheesy, but that's how I've been doing it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I have a new podcast episode coming out, so if you want you can check it out here. We now have an Instagram account, so that's so exciting. Like this sort of content about entering your 9 to 5 job and being an architect and maybe living in Poland, then definitely subscribe. I have a video coming out pretty much every week now, so you can hold me accountable now that I've said that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!